The Castor Maritime Inc stock holds an RSI 14 at 84 and is currently being overbought on RSI. This does not have to be a sell signal, as many stocks may go both long and hard while being overbought on the RSI. It is therefore important to evaluate the history of the share, as it may tell you something about the RSI sensitiveness. High volatility in Castor Maritime Inc stock price on Friday, which ended trading at 62 cents, updated on January 29, 2021. Buy or hold candidate since December 14, 2020 gained 276.15%. The Castor Maritime Inc stock price gained 1.62% on the last trading day, Friday, January 29, 2021, rising from 61 cents to 62 cents, and has now gained 5 days in a row. It will be exciting to see whether it manages to continue gaining or take a minor break for the next few days. During the day, the stock fluctuated 25.21% from a day low at 59 cents to a day high of 74 cents. The price has risen in 6 of the last 10 days and is up by 72.19% over the past 2 weeks. Volume fell on the last day by -348 million shares, and in total, 290 million shares were bought and sold for approximately $180.06 million. You should take into consideration that falling volume on higher prices causes divergence and may be an early warning about possible changes over the next couple of days. The stock has broken the very wide and strong rising the short-term trend up, and an even stronger rate of rising is indicated. For any reaction back, there will now be support on the roof on the current trend broken at 42 cents, a level that may pose a second chance to hit a runner. According to fan theory, 56 cents will be the next possible trend top level and thereby pose a resistance level that may not be broken at the first attempt. Signals and forecast. The Castor Maritime Inc stock holds buy signals from both short and long-term moving averages, giving a positive forecast for the stock. Also, there is a general buy signal from the relation between the two signals, where the short-term average is above the long-term average. On corrections down, there will be some support from the lines at 48 cents and 27 cents. A breakdown below any of these levels will issue sell signals. A buy signal was issued from a pivot bottom point on Friday, January 8, 2021, and so far it has risen 217.90%. Further rise is indicated until a new top pivot has been found. Furthermore, there is a buy signal from the 3 months moving average convergence divergence (MACD). Volume fell during the last trading day despite gaining prices. This causes a divergence between volume and price, and it may be an early warning. The stock should be watched closely. Support, risk and stop loss. Castor Maritime Inc finds support from accumulated volume at 61 cents, and this level may hold a buying opportunity, as an upwards reaction can be expected when the support is being tested. The stock may move very much during a day volatility, and with a very large prediction interval from the Bollinger Band, this stock is considered to be very high risk. During the last day, the stock moved 15 cents between high and low, or 25.21%. For the last week, the stock has had a daily average volatility of 40.18%. The Castor Maritime Inc stock is extremely overbought on RSI 1484. Normally this may pose a good selling opportunity, but since the stock has broken the trend up, the chance for a major correction due to high RSI is very small, as the stock will find support at the trend broken. Our recommended stop loss, 60 cents -2.82%. This stock has very high daily movements, and this gives very high risk. The RSI 14 is 84, and this increases the risk substantially. There is a buy signal from a pivot bottom found 14 days ago. Is Castor Maritime Inc stock a buy? Castor Maritime Inc holds several positive signals, but we still don't find these to be enough for a buy candidate. At the current level, it should be considered as a hold candidate. Hold or accumulate in this position whilst awaiting further development. Current score, 0.000. Predicted opening price for Castor Maritime Inc of Monday, February 1, 2021. The predicted opening price is based on yesterday's movements between high, low, and the closing price. Fair opening price February 1, 2021. Current price 65 cents. CTRM is overvalued compared to its price of 62 cents per share, has well below average safety, and is currently rated a buy. Recommendation REC by REC reflects the cumulative effect of all the VectorVest parameters working together. These parameters are designed to help investors buy safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. Value current price, 62 cents. Current value, 53 cents. CTRM has a current value of 53 cents per share. Compared to a price of 62 cents per share, the stock is currently overvalued. Value is computed from forecasted earnings per share, forecasted earnings growth, profitability, interest, and inflation rates. Upside potential relative value RV. Fair RV is an indicator of long-term price appreciation potential. CTRM has an RV of 0.91, which is fair on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. This indicator is far superior to a simple comparison of price and value because it is computed from an analysis of projected price appreciation 3 years out, AAA corporate bond rates, and risk. Safety relative safety RS. Very poor RS is an indicator of risk. CTRM has an RS rating of 0.36, which is very poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. RS is computed from an analysis of the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance, debt-to-equity ratio, sales volume, business longevity, price volatility and other factors. Timing relative timing RT. Very good RT analyzes a stock's price trend. CTRM has a relative timing of 1.39, which is very good on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. RT is computed from an analysis of the direction, magnitude, and dynamics of a stock's price movements day over day, week over week, quarter over quarter and year over year. If a trend dissipates, RT will gravitate toward 1.00. Overall rating value safety timing VST. Fair VST is the master indicator for ranking every stock in the VectorVest database. CTRM has a VST rating of 1.01, which is fair on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. VST is computed from the square root of a weighted sum of the squares of RV, RS, and RT. Stocks with the highest VST ratings have the best combinations of value, safety and timing. STOP stop price 32 cents. Stop is an indicator of when to sell a position. CTRM has a stop of 32 cents per share. A stock's stop is computed from a 13-week moving average of its closing prices, and is fine-tuned according to the stock's fundamentals. CI Comfort Index. Very poor CI is an indicator which reflects a stock's ability to resist severe and/or lengthy price declines. CTRM has a CI rating of 0.20, which is very poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. CI is based solely upon a stock's long-term price history. GRT earnings growth rate. GRT reflects a company's 1 to 3 year forecasted earnings growth rate in percent per year. CTRM has a forecasted earnings growth rate of 24.00%, which VectorVest considers to be excellent. EPS earnings per share. EPS stands for leading 12 months earnings per share. CTRM has a forecasted EPS of 3 cents per share. VectorVest determines this forecast from a combination of recent earnings performance and traditional fiscal and/or calendar year earnings forecasts. PE price to earnings ratio. PE shows the dollars required to buy $1 of earnings. CTRM has a PE of 20.66. The average PE of all the stocks in the VectorVest database is 63.59. EY earnings yield. EY reflects earnings per share as a percent of price. CTRM has an EY of 4.84%. This is above the current average of 1.57% for all the stocks in the VectorVest database. GPE growth to PE ratio. CTRM has a GPE rating of 1.16. A stock is commonly considered to be undervalued when GPE is greater than 1.00. DIV dividend. VectorVest reports annual, regular, cash dividends as indicated by the most recent payments. special distributions, one-time payments, stock dividends, etc., are not generally included in DIV. CTRM does not pay a dividend. DY dividend yield. DY reflects dividend per share as a percent of price. CTRM does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend yield rating. DY equals 100x DIV price. It is useful to compare DY with EY. If DY is not significantly lower than EY, the dividend payment may be in jeopardy. DS dividend safety. DS is an indicator of the assurance that regular cash dividends will be declared and paid at current or at higher rates for the foreseeable future. CTRM does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend safety rating. Stocks with DS values above 75 typically have RS values well above 1.00 and EY levels that are much higher than DYDG. Dividend growth rate. Dividend growth is a forecasted annual growth rate of a company's dividend based on historical dividend payments and dividend predictability. It is a subtle yet important indicator of a company's financial performance. It also provides some insight into the board's outlook on the company's ability to increase earnings. CTRM does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend growth rating. YSG vector. YSG is an indicator which combines DY, DS and DG into a single value, and allows direct comparison of all dividend-paying stocks in the database. CTRM does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a YSG rating. Stocks with the highest YSG values have the best combinations of dividend yield, safety and growth. These are the stocks to buy for somewhat above current income and long-term growth. AVGVOL. AVGVOL is the 50-day moving average of daily volume as computed by VectorVest. CTRM has an AVGVOL of 129,958,065 shares traded per day. Percent vol. Percent vol reflects the percent change in today's trading volume as compared to the AVGVOL. Percent vol equals volume, AVGVOL/AVGVOL 100. CTRM had a percent vol of 123.51% on Friday, January 29, 2021. PRC, CTRM price changed 1.62% from the prior day's closing price. Sales, CTRM has annual sales of 10 million. Sales growth. Sales growth is the sales growth rate in percent over the last 12 months. CTRM has a sales growth of -2.00% per year. This is very poor. Sales per share. SPS. CTRM has annual sales of 3 cents per share. Price to sales ratio. PS. CTRM has APS of 20.65. Shares. CTRM has 364 million